Hi, thanks for sticking with me on this relationships thingy. We've had a great response, so I'm encouraged to keep going. So, what's next? Well, probably in order of importance is where the relationship and your partner fit into your life. So, after taking care of yourself so that you can turn up fit and ready to make a contribution to the relationship, then the relationship itself needs to be your number one priority. That's obvious when the circumstances are clearly unusual or stressed. After all, who's not going to be in the hospital visiting their spouse every day when they're there? Where life gets tricky is when we're involved in a constant juggling act to fit it all in. When there's literally too much to do on the list of things to do today, when not doing some of those things is going to create a catastrophe, when the boss says it's got to be done and it's got to be done now, the first things that go off that list of things that we've got to do today are the personal, revitalising and rejuvenating ones. And there's the rub, my friends. The very thing we need to do most is the one that we'll desert first. Because of our ability to cope with difficulty, in other words, I'm saying we're great at it, it all seems to be okay. And in the beginning, we actually get more done. That means we don't notice a gradual slide into less and less time together. Most importantly, we also don't notice that the message is clear. This, meaning this other thing that I have to do, matters more than you do. Now, once that feeling's been allowed to develop, whether it's justified or not, that is, the relationship is in deep, deep trouble. Once Mary and I realised the problem, the solution turned out to be relatively simple. We've been in the habit now for many years, and I should mention not as many as we should have been, of meeting with each other on Sunday evenings to plan the upcoming week. Obviously, a lot of commitments are already in the diary when we open them, but what we're doing is really just organising how to fit the extras in that week. But task number one is to block out time together. And we worked out that we need half a day a week together without the kids. That works for us. I'm not saying that works for everybody, but that's what works for us. So that's how I know that I'm number one in Mary's life. She proves it every Sunday evening by asking first about our time together. Nothing else stands a chance of getting into the diary until that one is sorted. It's not really the time allocated that makes a difference in terms of how much time. It's that this matter comes up first. The business, the kids, the dividing up of the jobs, the finances, everything comes after fitting me into her life as the number one priority. Now you can imagine the effect on me. In fact, it's probably the single most influential factor in getting me to the table in the first place. Does that mean we always get half a day a week together? No, but more often than not we manage it. And we've discovered, once again, we're slow learners, it took years of struggle, that this allocation of together time can be very flexible. If a client rings and offers a fortune for that time, it's going to be okay on the following proviso. How often have I turned up recently? You see, if I have a track record of bailing out for the money, then pretty soon I'm going to need the cash. How come? Well, there'll be a divorce because Mary will be off to find someone who acts rather than talks as if she's the most important person in their lives. It's really that simple. We can, and in fact we do, torch our health to gain wealth. Then we spend the wealth desperately trying to regain our health. Well, you know what? Exactly the same happens in relationships. We stretch them beyond their capacity in order to get other stuff. Then we wonder why the relationship's lost its sparkle. That's it from me today. I hope you can turn my words into relationship wealth for you and your partner. I'll be back in a few days with more. Meanwhile, warmest regards, Paul Blackburn, speaking on behalf of Paul and Mary Blackburn.